Hello, everyone. This is Jessie Bowen, and welcome to the Become an Author podcast. This is a very exciting day because we are interviewing a master martial artist who's actually featured in the new book, Elite Martial Artists Worldwide. Now, we may have a couple other people dropping into our podcast. It was an open invitation for people that like to show up today. And we have here Master Ron Durgin, and he is out of New Jersey. Hey, sir, how you doing?
I'm wonderful, sir. How are you?
Hey, better and better, trying to make the world a better place. And I just want to congratulate you on becoming one of our international best-selling contributing authors. And, congratulations, because your story was amazing. And everyone, the book, which is the Elite Martial Artists Worldwide Compilation book, actually brings together martial artists from around the world. We have authors that from Canada, the US, Australia, South Africa. So it's a wide blend of martial artists from different countries sharing their perspective on the secrets to life, the secrets to leadership, and the secret to business. So this is a very powerful book. It's not a, quote, karate or Taekwondo book. This book is really about how do you solve problems? How do you empower yourself and empower others? And again, these martial artists, they really brought a lot to everything that we have going on. And I see James is in, so you can share your video. And so this is a video broadcast and your audio. And so, we'd just like to welcome folks in to our podcast. But what is the uniqueness of this book? Well, the uniqueness of our book is really about how do you share all this martial arts wisdom? And pretty much everyone that was in the book is a master or a grandmaster in the martial arts. So, this is really about our authors today, learning a little bit more about them. And this book has now reached around the world, touching individuals' lives. It's a great book for leadership training. If you're a martial arts instructor, this is a book you want to add to your program because it's about wisdom. Grandmaster Debrow, he's with us here now. And he, as he knows, that wisdom is a powerful tool. How do you get to become masters and grandmasters in the martial arts? It's called by wisdom. Wisdom and knowledge and the things that we've done. And that wisdom and knowledge is shared back into this book. So I'm going to give you guys a moment here to just introduce yourselves and sort of chit chat about you. Everyone, again, this is to Become an Author podcast, and we have a couple of our authors who are featured in the book, and they're from the U.S. Again, we have authors from the U.S., Canada, Australia, and South Africa. So we got a wide variety of knowledge, and they're all masters in the martial art. Grandmaster Durgin, why don't you start off? Introduce yourself. Tell us where you are. Then I'll go to my second question.
Okay. Well, I'm Ronnie Dargan, retired Marine, Master Sergeant. I'm right now currently living in Jersey. Originally born in Philadelphia. Married 43 years. I think she's hearing me.
Wow.
43 years. Same wife and childhood sweethearts. Two sons who are currently in North Carolina. One's in Raleigh-Durham and one's in Greensboro, or one's in Wendell, North Carolina, right? Wendell, you familiar with Wendell? And the other was in Stokesdale. Okay. Right. I got 6 grandkids and everything, grandkids took a little karate also. My sons are black belts and everything, but they excelled in football, so they got scholarships One went to Duke, sir, Master Bowen, and everything. Played football, running back for Duke. Uh, I currently have a school, martial arts school out here. Teach Okinawa Kempo Karate, everything under Grandmaster Sikichi Odo, and we're currently active at the moment, and school's doing pretty well.
Well, congratulations, sir. And we have Grandmaster James Debrow here with us. Sir, introduce yourself. And again, we're going to then, after we do that, we're going to talk a little bit about the book.
Again, my name is James Debrow. I am currently a martial arts instructor. My role presently today is teaching police, military, use of force as related to cognition and motor performance. I served as a police chief of police. I've also served as a captain in the military, Army. I served as a use of force court certified federal and state use of force expert. So that's what I do. When I was just teasing a minute ago about people making videos, even though I was teasing, but people will make a video, it would only be used one of those two ways that we talked about. So, and I'm proud to be a member of this book with so many other great martial artists. So thank you, Dr. Bowen, for memorializing everything that we do. It takes a special person to do that, and not everybody can do that. And so I thank you. I thank God for you, and I stand with you.
Well, we appreciate that. When the concept of this book, when it started, this is book number 3, was really about bringing some martial arts together. And what's your secret? If there's a secret to success and someone wanted to share it, I want to be the first one in line to receive that message. And so the secret to leadership, the secret to life, the secret to business, and we have authors that are expert in these particular areas and sharing their life. So a powerful move is to share something in your life, even though it may have seemed at that time that it was bad, but you recovered from it because someone else may be going through the same thing and they don't know a way out. And maybe your story, reading about or knowing about your story, maybe that makes a change that can empower that person. So maybe that makes a change in their life. Maybe it prevents them from making a mistake, or maybe it allows them to forgive a mistake, or maybe, inspired in business. You start small with one martial arts school or one business. 5 years later, you got 5 businesses. And because you heard something or read something in a book that now inspired you. Grandmaster Durgin, so tell us a little bit about what inspired your chapter in the book.
That's a good question, sir. I tell you, my book is about relationships, and I've received things in my life, and people who have come into my life came back into my life because I treated them right. It's about relationships, and if you treat people right, it'll come back to you. And I just try to treat everybody fair and try to do right by them. And eventually, you never know who's going to pay it back forward to you, but just treat everybody right. And it comes back to you 100-fold. And it's amazing. I'm where I'm at right now, and I have the school that I have right now because I treated someone fairly, and they found a way to give it back. Again, it's about relationships. If you treat people in a godly way, again, it comes back to you, and they remember that, and so I received a lot of things in life because I treated people the right way. So I believe in relationships.
Well, and that's great. And that's what your great chapter, talks about, your early childhood. And we all had things that happen in our early childhood that actually follows us into adulthood. But somewhere down there, that lesson that someone gave us actually helped us to be able to move forward into other things. And now we can look back on it and have a whole different perspective about that. I love in there that not only, testimonies, your chapter had testimonies in there about past students that you had impacted their lives,
Yes, sir.
even your children, and how you have impacted their lives as their dad, because kids grow up. And when they grow up, how did that impact them? How does that impact your grandkids, in those different types of relationships? So the book, and that's comes under that life secret and leadership. So,
Sure.
life and leadership, they can follow the same path. Grandmaster Debrow, so tell us a little bit about your chapter. What inspired your chapter?
Thank you, Dr. Bowen. What inspired me was watching other leaders, how they walked, talked, how they acted, and how they treated other people. So I wanted to share my journey, not sort of personally, but sort of academic, when people can go and find some of the kinds of things that I was talking about. I wanted to drop some of those nuggets. Okay, hey, you can find this. Go read a book. But leadership is so important that it's everything. It's America's first line of defense is leadership. So it evolves around whether or not we are successful, whether or not we are failing in what we are producing in the world, as Grandmaster Ronnie was talking about, what he produced and what produced him. So that was sort of my thinking in that, Dr. Bowen.
Well, my chapter was choose to lead.
Mm.
Mm.
And, everyone, we have a choice, especially as martial artists. We have a choice, because if you now become a black belt, then you should have already gone through leadership training.
Yes, sir.
And so when you get to be a black belt, you should have already been teaching people. And, your instructor should already been giving you, your do's and don'ts. These are things you do, these are things you don't do. And you find this like martial, we think about martial, we think about military. So when you have these things that we experience, what happens is that, we're able to share them with others. And that's the thing about life lessons. I want my children to be better than I am, or
Yes,
than,
sir.
especially better than I was in life. But I want to be better than I am in life. That's what we actually, that we work towards. My daughter actually, I was at an event last night, and she got an achievement award for leadership, the college she attends. And I was very proud of her, because, she spent 5 years training to be a black belt, working with me in the business. Every day she learned about leadership. So I don't have to be on the mat to teach my children or people closest to me about leadership. And then leadership is by following the examples of, trying to be a good dad, and trying to show, she's a fully grown woman, but trying to show leadership skills, and how that leadership and respect can go together. We have a choice. We can either follow or we can lead. So in my chapter, it dealt a lot with, sharing that the things I've learned about leadership. And I've had a lot of great teachers to actually pour into me, the concept of leadership. What does it mean? And hold me accountable, for that. My teacher is still living. I'm yes, sir, and him every time I talk to him. Yes, sir, because he is my senior, and that yes, sir shows respect. So respect is a huge part in leadership. So what's the takeaway you want someone to gain when they read your chapter?
Again, about treating people fairly. We all have our prejudices and everything like that. But again, whatever you put out there is going to come back to you. If you put negativity out there, it's going to come back to you. Whatever you put in the universe, it's going to come back. So again, uh, do away with your biases and everything, and just treat people fairly. And I'm hoping people can see that, whether if they're treating someone unfair, for one reason or another, realize that and come to grip with the fact that I need to do better at treating people, fairly and everything, treating people the way I want to be treated, So I'm hoping they can see all those stories and everything. And again, uh, I was treated fairly when I was coming up, as a student and everything, Uh, I have some great leaders and everything. And Master Bowen, you're one of them. And everything. I always looked up to you and everything. Was always at a distance, but always, got in touch and everything. Or even my sons brought me to your school in North Carolina, one period or another. Apparently you had an effect on his life and everything. Or he's seen the example that you were setting, and so that was a good experience and everything, the fact that he knew you or knew of you and everything, and so that was a good experience. So again, just be kind, and treat people right.
Wow. Well, I'm honored and thank you, sir. I watched you coming up, but you see, this is what we're talking about, because the things that we do, and that's why telling these stories, being able to write about it, because you never know who's watching you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You never know who's watching you. So if you are always right, you never have to worry about being wrong.
Mm.
And then, as you just said, you see me, but you don't really know me, but you see what I do.
Yes, sir.
And you see, and that's the thing that we want to share in this book. That's what makes this book is a great tool for anyone that wants to apply these principles into their leadership classes, because it's something here for everyone that they can gain from this that will actually empower them to be able to become better. So there's something in this book. So again, this is the Elite Martial Artists Worldwide Compilation book. And again, it's drawing in people from around the world who are martial artists that's got a message, that has something to say. I remember my very first book that I ever read. And I think I guess, about 21 years old. And my martial arts instructor gave it to me. And the book was Think and Grow Rich. And that book is still in my library.
Mm.
But you see the power of a book. At 19, I never read a book in my life.
Yes, sir.
But that respect of my teacher giving me that book of Think and Grow Rich. So someone says, well, okay, now I can think about, now I realize why you are the way you are,
Okay.
but that impact, and not only that book, but many other books, and it was all about educating yourself, in leadership and training and life and all these things. So it wasn't about just doing the martial arts. And that's what we're trying to bring together in this book, that this book is not just about sharing a karate experience, but it's really about sharing a life experience. And then you have 20 martial artists are featured in this book that are sharing, something, a very powerful statement. So I'm really grateful for you, gentlemen, for being here and sharing about this book. And everyone, you're going to be able to look in this link here, and you'll find out more about these gentlemen and how you can get a copy of this book. Listen, if you want to become motivated, again, this book is a philosophy book. So it's not a technique book on how to do karate, taekwondo, or
Yes, sir.
any of that thing. It's a philosophy book.
Right.
And and I think that masters and grandmasters are some of the great people to be able to share that philosophy to help you now to become better in life. Grandmaster Debrow, any last words from you?
Yes, I'm hoping that they take away that the article chapter showed several types of leadership skills. And if they do not fit in one of those categories, they at least will get an understanding of the many types of leadership that are out there. I have a transformational type leadership. And that's what I see in you, Dr. Bowen. You are a transformation, not only a servant leader, but you transform people's lives. So I'm hoping that they see that leadership in that role, you can transform people's lives in a good way. So thank you again, sir. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you. Another thought here is to realize that people, situations, and circumstances, they come to you. The three of us is on the call today. So why? Maybe we learned something from each other that
Yes, sir.
now may answer a question that we may have looming out there in the distance. But because we were on this call today, because the three of us had an opportunity to share with each other, we may take away something that makes a difference on our day. So that's like reading this book. And not only is the book in a book form, but it's also in a Kindle format. It's also in an audiobook format. So, you got all these different ways that you can actually gain a takeaway from this book. Well, I don't like to read, or I don't have time to read. Listen here, I understand, because what I do now, I've gone through the audiobook, and the audiobook is powerful because the audiobook, I can sit here and listen to it and continue to do my work. But every instructor, every martial artist that's featured in this book had a powerful message that they shared that, and I'm going like, man, like, wow. In fact, one of the books we have out, because there's three, and again, volume 1 is Elite Martial Artists in America. Volume 2 is Elite Martial Artists in America. Now we have volume 3, which is Elite Martial Artists Worldwide, because we wanted to share it. It's too big to just have it confined here in the U.S. So we opened it up and had other writers come in, from different countries. But the thing that we want to actually realize is that this is very powerful, and is something that everyone needs to have. So remember, don't forget, check out the audiobook. Grandmaster Durgin, anything you have to say?
Well, I want to give a big thanks to you, sir, because this I've been spoken to before about writing a book, but that's not my expertise and everything. But you encouraged me, and you backed me and everything, gave me the support I needed and everything. So I thank you for that, for the encouragement and everything, because it was always in the back of my mind to attempt it. I even put down some things years ago, but never followed up with it and everything. And with all your experience and your background, I trusted in you and everything, And again, I thank you for that, sir.
Well, this is the secret. The secret is 3. You have to write 3 books.
Oh, that's a secret. Okay.
Writing a book, write a book. That's one thing. But if you want to build a brand, I wrote my first book and it got traction. I wrote the second, I had more traction. But when I hit 3, then that sort of really opened the door to become an international best-selling author. The book actually outperformed my school. So I sold my school, but I'm saying all that to say that I don't want you, and I know Grandmaster Debrow, you've written, several books. I don't want you to think, well, I've written a book, that's a big deal. So remember, now write your next book.
Yes,
Now, by the time you write your 3rd book, then people know who you are. People want to follow you. They want to be a part of you. So that's what you really want to do, is to think about that. So if you're out there and you're an author and you write a book, that's great. You said, that's a bucket list. Now, like I say, you've been thinking about it, it's the back of your head, it's a bucket list. So now find that topic you want to make a difference in the world and change. So remember, the more people that read your book, the bigger your impact will be. So if you want to be a game changer, then share your story. Share that story. That's how you become a game changer. Okay, well, everyone, listen here. This has been the Become an Author podcast. Now we're here with the elite martial artists that are featured in the Elite Martial Artists World compilation book. It's been a great experience. So everyone, remember, you can go to our website, which is who's who in the martial arts.com. Get a copy. Go to Amazon. Get a copy. Remember, support our authors. Be blessed.
Yes. Be blessed.
Thank you.
Flipping through Amazon's #1 international bestseller, the 2025 Elite Martial Artists Worldwide Compilation book, was like entering a gallery of mastery and dedication. Each page reveals a saga of unparalleled discipline and triumph. This isn't just a book, it's an invitation to explore the heights of human potential. Secure your copy today and be inspired by the brilliance that defines our world of martial arts excellence. Now available on Amazon or visit our website.